Ladies and gentlemen, it's turning into one of my favorite segments on the show. No, it's not hate mail because that's when people make fun of me. That's not my favorite part of the show. My favorite part of the show now, you have all these people that, want Sisolak removed from office. They have some of these Facebook, I guess you could call them Facebook groups that, Nevada's for, getting us out of quarantine or whatever the hell they are. I don't even know what these names of some of these stupid groups are. But there's a lot of dumb things that are being said on social media in regards to, getting everything back and reopened. So we've called this segment the Dope Quarantine Social Media Take of the Day, ladies and gentlemen.
And we here at the Vegas Take, we are all over social media 24/7 basically. And so we wanted to kind of implement this into the show. Now, a little context behind this, of course, myself and Brian, we are on a number of pages across social media and across Facebook. And one of them happens to be, as Brian just alluded to, a page geared towards Nevada and whether or not we should open up society and whether or not Steve Sisolak should be recalled. And one of those pages, of course, is Nevadans Against Extended Quarantine. Myself and Brian are frequently on the page, contradicting a lot of what they're saying. JD, our co-host here, happens to support the page. Well, this goes along the lines of conspiracy theories and China's involvement as far as the virus. And Jason Lowe on this page responded to me saying, because obviously I was very critical of these individuals who think that we should come back early. And he says to me, so you want to bow before the Chinese? ? Your children one day have to bow before them? You better open your eyes, Chris. The whole damn thing is engineered, talking about the virus. Better take a good look at how many retirement plans are invested in Chinese companies. The Chinese ruling party are cruel, evil bastards. Screams coming from funeral homes, crematories, undead being zipped up in body bags. They played it well. All these you-know-what liberal governors are crashing what used to be a great economy. This COVID is close to regular flu season data, folks. You might want to look deep, as the flu cases compared to last year have dropped massively. That's because they're classified as, COVID cases. The American people and their dreams are being played. It's very terrifying how the lying mainstream media like CNN, MSNBC are twisting, lying, and running up the fear. It's all BS. Take, away one constitutional right at a time, Brian.
How long is this take of the day?
So,
Jesus.
It's quite the rant.
Yeah, okay. It's almost done. It's almost done. So if you don't want to stand up to authoritarianism, Brian and Stein, then please kindly shove it up your backside. He didn't say backside.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. That was very good. It shows
the whole purpose.
It shows.
I'm going to get a critique now from Brian here as to how long that it was a long post.
It shows the stupidity of some of these people.
Exactly.
But I like my take yesterday better because it was about 6 words. Yours was a diatribe.
Okay.
But okay, it's fine.
Yes.
That's an idiot.
I like it also, but it shows how I guess for lack of a better term, how passionate some of these people are.
Speaking of passionate,
I did bring it out a little bit though, didn't I?
No, you did.
And Brian
you did a good
into
job.
The post, yes.
You did a good job. I'll give you some credit. All right.
Sometimes you got to make it more interesting.
Speaking of emotion, why don't we take a few calls, Stein? What do you think about that? 702-257-5396 is the number to call. I believe we have a few people on hold right now. 257-5396. Let's go to Ron the Patriot. Ron the Patriot, thanks for calling in, sir. How are you?
Good morning, man. I'm fine. Brian, I got to agree with you 100%. Because when I called that program, he shut me down immediately, wouldn't even bother talking to you, which destroyed everything that he did in that parade that he pulled off.
Ron, can I ask you something? Ron, you have to, and Ron, listen, I'll be honest with you. I like you, okay? You're a personality. I like personalities. We don't always agree, and that's okay. But, Ron, why did he cut you off after 2 or 3 seconds? I find that to be very disrespectful.
Because he's not a man's man. Because he's nothing but a bullshitter is all he is. I 3 years ago when he first come on the radio, I figured him out. And there's another caller calls, his name is JD. And I told JD 2 years ago that this guy is the biggest baloney in town.
Well, I agree. Hey, can I ask you another question? Because I don't really, Ron, can I ask you another question if that's all right? Because I don't really listen to his show. What does he take, like 2 or 3 calls in 3 hours? Like what?
You're right. 2 or 3 calls in the whole show. All he does is yap. He raps and yaps.
And you're one of them. And you're one of the calls. Oh, man. Well, hey, Ron, do me a favor. Hey, Ron, can you do me a favor? Because I like you, buddy. Can you do me a favor?
Sure.
every time call him back and mention my name. Can you do that for me?
I'll never call that guy again because
That's
he
cool.
is nothing but a commercial piece of shit. Like you said, he's nothing but a commercial piece of garbage.
Ron, I like you, my friend. All right, Ron, you just became my best friend.
And I'm going to tell JD, his so-called friend,
Yes.
which I told 2 years ago the same thing.
Yep. No, Ron, I appreciate.
You're right about this guy. Let me tell you, you're right about this guy called JD. You called him a wannabe talk radio host.
Well, that's what he is. Yeah, Ron, I appreciate you, my friend. I appreciate you, my friend, and I appreciate your honesty. Thank you. And
JD the caller, we said, right?
Not JD, my co-host. We're talking about JD the caller. Quickly, let's go to Mark. Mark,
Good clarification there, Stein.
Mark,
Perfect.
you're next up on the Vegas Take. What's going on?
Hey, you know, it's interesting that today with Chris, you, and Doug earlier, everybody was polite. Everybody gave each other some time to say what they were going to say. Nobody talked over anybody. It made it actually quite civilized, and I appreciate that, unlike what happens with Wayne Allen Root and other people who, when they hear something they don't like, they immediately go to yelling and cutting off and doing those sorts of things.
I appreciate that, Mark. I will be fair, though, and you know me, Mark. If somebody says something that I think is utterly ignorant or racist or not factual or the acute, then of course I'm going to hang up on them and probably won't say some very nice things. But we've had a lot of callers today that have not agreed with everything I've said. But it's been good conversation. We've had a lot of good callers today. I just get frustrated, Mark. When people call in and they say things that are not factually accurate and they say dopey things.
Right. I have an article out of the Nevada Independent. People think that Governor Sisolak stepped in and he caused the unemployment mess. But there's a paragraph in this article, and it says the unemployment insurance system may have a record high $2 billion in its reserve fund to pay claims, but with 39 positions eliminated last spring, that would be in 2019, and years of successive budget cuts driven by dwindling federal dollars for administration, it headed into the pandemic with near record low staffing. So let's be clear that this started a long time ago, and who was in charge of Congress for a number of years? The Republicans. They're quite happy to make sure they think everybody who wants unemployment basically is what do you call people
which is
that
ridiculous.
just want to live off the system.
Yeah,
But
which is ridiculous. No, you're right, Mark. You bring up a lot of good points there, my friend, as far as who was in charge when all this was going on, and you're absolutely right, Mark. I appreciate the phone call. Thank you for those kind words. Look, I want what everybody wants. Chris wants what everybody wants. Our producer Stein wants what everybody wants. Chris's roommate Nellie wants what everybody wants. We all want to be back to work. Yeah. We all want our lives back, right?
I want to have the option where you can roll out on the town and do something.
But Chris,
we all do.
But we want to be safe about it. I mean, why is that so hard for some of these idiots to understand? I don't get it. We want the economy to come back. We want our lives back. We have to do it in a safe manner.